Going down today. We're finna hit this gym up. Some of that over there. My man coming in now. Look at this guy. Hey. Look at that dude, my dude. Hey, okay. Endure further. Stay.
Okay, good.
My dude, okay, you get me excited, man. What's up, man? Hey. Yeah, man. So, my man Osha, woo! It's a good workout right there.
Yeah, yes sir, yes sir.
Man, so, got a few questions. So man, yeah. So you were asking me about Last Dance. So, you didn't see every one of them, or?
I saw most of them, but I didn't see all of them. So I saw about probably 6 episodes or so, 6, 7.
I'm gonna tell you how serious I was with it, bro. Like, I set my alarm, bro. Like, I have my alarm set for like 7 o'clock every Sunday.
Oh,
like it starts at 8, but I had my thing start. I have my alarm up at 7, so like when the 7 go off, I snooze it for 30. When it go off in 30, I'm like, okay, time to get what I need to get, baby girl, get situated, because it's going down.
Yeah.
30 minutes, no interruptions, right? Yeah. Now there was a couple times like on, I forgot what day that was. We was with our family, and we wasn't at home. I was like, man, we gotta go there early so we can get back. So I gotta. So it got to a point to where I was like, you know what?
Did you record it?
I'm going. No, bro. ESPN app on my phone.
Yeah, see that's on there. Yep.
Streamed it, put it in the earphones.
Yep.
And was watching it while they was. I'm gonna watch this thing. I'm not missing this. You know what I'm saying? MJ is my guy, so I believe he's the GOAT, and that's just what it is. That settles that. You know. And Last Dance was huge. I mean. What did you get from it? What's one thing you got from it?
Man, honestly, I like watching journeys of people becoming great and watching their story because there's so much more to it that you don't know. All we see is the finished product, but we don't see the process. And to see Jordan's process, to see that, you know, how hard he strived to be the best he could be, that he would drag his teammates after practice to stay and play with him some more, showed his obsession for the game.
Obsession? Have you seen Obsession?
I haven't.
Oh, you need to YouTube Obsession. It's like
what is it?
It's like 40 minutes. It's like MJ or Jordan Obsession.
Oh no, I never seen it.
It's like 40 minutes, bro.
What? Okay, yeah, I didn't check it out. Yeah.
I see you wearing the Lakers stuff. I'm a Laker guy. Hey, he hated birthday. He trying to get brownie points. You know. So as a kid, my favorite players was both MJs, right? Like Michael Jordan, and Magic Johnson. So I like the Lakers, I like the Bulls. That was it. I guess you could say I had an East Coast fade and I had a West Coast fade. So plus I was always a West Coast kid, West Coast music.
So that's West Coast, Tupac.
Yeah, Snoop,
Ice Cube,
DJ Quick, way back there.
DJ Quick,
all the dudes, man. So like I'm just a sucker for the West. So when Nipsey passed, I didn't even hear about. I never even have. I heard of Nipsey, but I never heard his music, right?
Oh, when he passed, you didn't?
No, before.
Okay.
So I wasn't on him like that.
Yeah,
honestly,
I heard some of the stuff before.
Right, and to be honest, I kind of got away from like mainstream for some years, but then, you know, Nipsey passed.
Yeah.
And then even West, they say he was cold like that. They told me he the Tupac of the West. Let me go listen to this boy.
Yeah.
So, man, I listened to Victory Lap.
Victory Lap was cold. That was the first one I really tuned into. I heard some of his older stuff, but that Victory Lap was cold.
That one is
very
cold.
Interesting. I mean, to me, that was like, you know, Ready to Die, B.I.G. like last album.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like Tupac's Machiavelli last album.
Yeah, when you call it like Victory Lap, like you talking about this is my last lap. So
that's crazy. Yeah.
So
that's Beyond the Grave title.
Right. Another question. So, who are you? Obviously, I know that you're Osha. I know that you're a trainer. We know each other from training, the YMCA. But like, who are you? What's your life story? You know, I guess you kind of condense it.
Yeah.
Where you from? What you do? What you about, man? You know, I always call him the lowercase G, man. You know. You know, I'm 38. He's 20 what? 25.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Whoa. So he's lowercase G. I've actually graduated. Maybe some of you OGs out there like, man, boy, you ain't graduated. So I think I'm just entering higher case G, uppercase, lowercase over here. So yeah, man. Who are you? What's up? Where were you from? What you about? What's up?
Born and raised in North Tulsa. You know, single family type deal. Single parent. I mean, 5 kids. You know, I'm the middle of 5, so it was a lot. You know, my mom was always working, so all I know is work ethic. She worked multiple jobs just to put food on the table. That's what she did. You know. Of course, I had stepdads and stuff like that from time to time, but for most part, it was my mom. She was the rock. So I seen a woman work very hard. So that developed my respect for women tremendously. So at a young age, you know, I really just respect every woman I've ever been with. You know, shout out to my wife, by the way.
Hey.
You know, so she's an incredible woman. She's my rock. Helped me a lot. But when it comes to me, you know, my journey as a whole, really, all I ever wanted to do was inspire and serve people. And that came along first with music. And it went from music into firefighting.
So you was rapping
now? I used to produce.
You was producing. Was you rap?
I was rapping and producing. I used to make my own beats, record my own stuff, mix and master, write.
Bro, you need to go ahead and come on in. You talking about? I was teaching the intro track. You need to come do what you. I'm bringing you a retirement, man. Come on. Come on, man. Come on.
I'm retired, man. But yeah, no,
retire young.
Yeah, I'm retired young. I mean, that's what you can do sometimes, you know. But yeah, man, I just got into really the physical training aspect of things because I decided I wanted to be a firefighter. It re-sparked my interest for physical fitness. So I grew up, you know, playing basketball. I did a little bit of boxing, a little bit of baseball, but I wasn't really an athletic person. I just wasn't, you know. But as a whole, I was a skinny kid. You know how it is being skinny. You want to get bigger. You know, you're tired of people calling you scrawny and skinny. Right. So I ended up getting into weightlifting in about actually middle school and a little bit of high school, and then got back into it after I graduated because of firefighting. You know, that decision to pursue that, I knew I had to be strong. But I learned a lot during that journey because I was in the academy for 6 months, and the academy was like full body endurance. I mean, it was just circuit training after circuit training, which was completely out of my league. Like, I wasn't used to that. I would run in the face. That's about all I did. And then I learned, I was like, man, this is different. Like, this is a different type of work. You know, and it really sharpened my mind and it allowed me to expand my way of thinking in fitness. So what ended up happening, as you know, just kind of speed up the story a little bit, but I started getting really into reading. I've been into reading for a while, but I got back into reading podcasts, audiobooks, and then connected with my homie Austin Hill from Hill Fit.
Man, shout out to the Audible, man. The Audible app.
I love the Audible app.
Shout out to the Audible.
Yeah, I love Audible.
You get the credit to buy another book.
Yes.
I mean,
but yeah, no, I've been into reading, and a combination of reading and training, and then kicking in with my boy from Austin, Austin from Hill Fit.
Hill Fit.
Yeah. That's my
so I think I seen some of his videos on Facebook. I think Is it like this stuff in his driveway and stuff sometimes?
Yep.
Yeah. Shout out to Hill Fit. I see you, man. I see you out there, man.
That's my guy.
Look at Hill Fit doing it again.
Yeah, that's my brother, man. So he's really been a big contributor to me developing my own brand and creating Endure Further, which is what I'm about, because I realize that we all have times in our life where we feel like we hit a brick, boundary, or limit, and we got to figure out how we get through that. And one thing in the Bible mentions endure a lot. The word endures in the Bible a lot, and it means to persevere through suffering, right? And every time we're in this point in our life where we feel like we can't do it no more, we just got to keep pushing, and then we break that boundary, and we cross over to the next level. And that's really what Endure Further is about, is tapping into your mind and realize your capabilities and possibilities, because there's so much more we can do, and our potential is limitless.
So you have a YouTube page?
Yes, I do.
Endure Further YouTube page. Endure Further Facebook.
Facebook. I actually knocked down my Facebook page.
I know you have one.
Yeah, I knocked it down for a little bit. I'm focusing on Instagram and YouTube and a little bit of SoundCloud, so I can get my podcast up and running. So that's what kind of my. So I'm gonna come back to Facebook later. Yeah. I'm only 25. I'm young.
Right.
But you know, I heard this quote, and I love this quote, bro. And it says, "The man who plants the tree, knowing that he may never taste the fruit from it, understands the meaning of life." So in other words,
say that one more time, man. Let's break this down.
Yeah,
so a man who plants
the tree,
plants the tree,
knowing that he may never taste the fruit, understands the meaning of life. So what you do is you're basically setting a foundation for other people to grow upon. So what my mom did for me, working all these jobs, laid down the foundation for me to pursue, firefighting and being able to, pursue education. And same thing for my wife, her family. Her mom's going to school and her dad doing what he's doing, and went to school too to build the foundation for her to get a master's degree. You see what I'm saying? So
that's
it's levels. Like everybody wants to get to the top, but they don't understand there's levels. And if you cannot reach the very top and be a millionaire or be whatever you think you want to be in this life, you can at least lay a foundation for your kids, and it's easier for them to step up to that mark. And they may not see it right away, but when they look back and reflect, they go, man, I'm so glad that Pops did that. Your daughters will be looking back at you like, I'm so glad he did this.
Lowercase G. So one thing I want to, some of you just really kind of gave me perspective, and it kind of laid out, kind of gave me some clarity of some things. Because obviously, as I've grown, obviously become a grown man, I find myself wanting to reach back and, get my parents up to date, like get them up to this 2020 life, right? And it's, my dad knows one way to do it, right? And it's just like pound the ground, right? Like, punch the concrete, I'm just gonna keep. And I like the way you put it in perspective. It's like he's planted my parents have planted a great tree, right? Shout out to the moms, my dad, but they've planted the tree, right? And I guess I'm at this level to where now I can kind of, water it, build it up, and keep going. For the sake, my daughter keep passing these things down. What we got from our parents, like the work ethic, pounding the ground, because you still got to pound the ground.
Yeah, you do.
You still got to have that principle of pounding the ground without literally doing it, but doing it, I always say, work smarter, but work hard at working smarter.
Absolutely.
So,
Agreed.
Yeah, so, man, I appreciate that. That's good stuff right there. And a person that plants a tree knowing he may not ever see the fruit, right? Someone who understands life. Good. All right, man, that's what's up. That hit. What's one thing you got from quarantine? So this thing has been crazy.
Yeah.
Quarantine has been like, for some people it's been like devastating, crisis, just a stressful time for a lot of people. So what has it been for you? What has quarantine been for you? What's one thing you got from quarantine? One or two things you've gotten from it? What's something you got from quarantine, man?
Well, I think with quarantine, one thing I've done more of is calling people I love and talking to them on the phone. Something I've been already working on is that when you think of somebody, call them, text them. Because there's a reason why they came into your head. And to me, that is what kept, I think, sanity in some form of the quarantine, if you're still conversating and reaching out to people, because you still get to socialize with them. We got technology.
Technology is the...
You know what I mean? Like, we have that.
That's the real MVP right now.
Yeah, it really is.
Technology,
yes.
man.
It saves
Shout out to the video called FaceTime, Duo.
Yeah, Zoom,
bro. Yes. Zoom is killing it.
Yes.
Shout out to all the phone companies, because like cell phones is killing it right now.
Yes.
Technology, not just cell phone, but technology.
Technology itself.
That
so
video,
that definitely helped, keep me connected to the people I care about and love. And that really helped me, but I also learned quarantine, just like anything, if you're not moving around, you naturally get lazy. If you don't have to get up and go to work and you work from home, it naturally makes you lazy because you're accustomed to being in your home where it's comfortable, right? You don't have to move around. Right. But if you're already out and about, you're more motivated to go, let me go by the gym. Well, the gyms are shut down, so now you're at home, so it's real hard for people to stay motivated with home workouts. It's just challenging.
Right, and it makes people... But see, on the other side of like, you can be lazy, but on the other side, it makes people learn how to be self-motivated.
It can too, it does, definitely.
Okay, I got to figure something out, right?
Yeah, and that's definitely one way too. I think the natural response is to become lazy, but you have to fight against that curve and decide, okay, this is perfect time to be productive and creative. During quarantine, I think I read like 2 or 3 books. Just because I had so much extra time. So I was hitting the books. And
what's something you read? Give me the books.
So, man, my favorite author of all time is Robert Greene. Love that guy, man.
Was it the Hobby Lobby dude?
No. This is a guy. He wrote 48 Laws of Power.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, him. He wrote.
So that you read?
Yeah, I read 48 Laws of Power.
Okay.
I read Mastery.
Okay.
I read like 2 other books, man. I can't even think of them right now.
They're all written by him?
These 2 is written by him.
Okay.
Yeah, so hit those, man, and I listened to some of his audio books, which is Laws of Human Nature. Best books, man, you could ever read is Laws of Human Nature.
Laws of Human Nature.
Man, that's
and Mastery. Who's Mastery by?
By Robert Greene, same person.
Okay.
So that perspective of that book is amazing, because what it talks about is everybody who's been known as a great in history, but he talks about, from ancient times, Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, people like that, but he talks about the things that they did to become great was their obsessive, first it was deep observation and obsessive application. That's the keys to mastery.
Deep observation.
Deep observation.
Obsessive application. That's huge. How many people are obsessive about applying?
Exactly. Because you got to be obsessed with observing. Like if you were to master Jordan's moves and Kobe Bryant's moves, you watch footage after footage after footage. But now applying it the way, because that's what Kobe did to Jordan.
That's
Mastery would probably be the best one to read for you. And the Laws of Human Nature just ties in philosophy, human history, psychology, all into one book. And that's what he's big about, is showing you how people think, how people act, and behavior, exactly. Because human behavior is everything. If you can understand how humans behave, you understand more about yourself. If you know thyself, there's nothing you can't accomplish, right? So that's kind of what he talks about in that book. But of course, in faith in God, I have faith in God. I don't believe anything can be done without having a higher belief.
Right. The highest belief.
The highest belief. The highest, exactly. Exactly. That really ties it all together, because if it's not meant to happen, it won't happen.
What's interesting, and I know we kind of get on a tangent, but this is good stuff. So, you're talking about the highest belief. I think there's a lot of, believers, right? That believe in God, Christians that believe in God. They got the highest belief down, right? In terms of we just believe in, you meet people, believers, and how you doing? Oh, I'm blessed and highly favored, It's like they got the highest belief perspective. But sometimes I notice as Christians, we have the highest belief perspective, but we don't have the, I guess, I don't want to say lower beliefs, but for lack of better terms, of those lower, go and read these books like this, and getting the grind of applying, because sometimes it's I went to Bible college. Sometimes in the Christian world, or in the believer world, it's we don't do secular, right? That's secular artists or secular people. We don't even though we be watching some football, but whatever. But we do that, but it's funny because we have the belief in God without the grind of Tupac, without the grind of Biggie.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. Yeah.
So it's almost like sometimes I feel like as believers, believing in God and it's the highest power thing, we take it as if it excuses us from having to go through the grind.
Yeah,
we still have to grind.
Exactly.
Bro. You know what I'm saying?
It was. I don't know if it's a real true story, but it probably is. I don't really know. It kind of sounds like it's not, but I'm gonna tell you what it is. So basically, this lady goes. She's praying to God and says, "God, I want to win a lottery." And he goes, "Buy a ticket." You get it? So basically, here you are believing in something,
but you ain't going to do.
You ain't doing nothing. You're not making it possible. Man. It's only. I mean, God can accomplish all, but for me to say, "Oh God, I really want to own, real estate. God, I really want to, own land for my family," but I'm not learning nothing about how to do that. I'm not striving towards.
I ain't checking my credit score.
I'm not checking my credit score. I'm not understanding financial debt. None of that. How is that supposed to happen? It's not going to happen. Man. So
it's like one of my favorite quotes by Frederick Douglass. He talks about how he prayed for so many years. I think he said, "I prayed for like 20 years on my knees." And he goes and said something like, "Nothing happened until I prayed on my feet." Right? And it's like on my knees, but nothing happened until I started praying on my feet. And that's powerful, man.
Yeah, it is.
There's some action steps, right?
Absolutely.
There is a posture, but there is also a movement.
Yes.
Man, so what is your take on the Arbery shooting room? I mean, what?
Man.
What's your thoughts about it, man?
Well, man, one thing for sure is that I'm 25 years old. So, and I like to go jogging. I'm an active person. And to be harassed by an individual while I'm jogging with no real credible source of information for coming at me, my natural line is going to be defend myself.
Right.
I don't know who you are, you know, and to my knowledge, you have no reason to approach me. The thing that you would do in order to, as I say, catch somebody doing something wrong, you yourself should not be trying to chase them. That's none of your business. Let's be honest.
You're not even.
No, you're not. You're not a police officer, right? So you're not even on duty. So the best thing you can do, if that was the case, was to call police and tell them that, hey, the guy who whatever. You know what I'm saying? But when you take the law into your own hands, to me, you do disjustice or you do disservice to the system at hand because you think you're above the law, that you can take on somebody, and then you end up, you know, killing the person.
But even if you did do something, like let's say,
that's what I'm saying.
Why are you? But even if to take somebody's life,
that's what I'm saying. It's not even, you know, and they know he didn't have a gun. They know he didn't have a gun.
Right.
They had the guns. So to me, it's a sign of weakness. It's a sign of we call it here. I'm looking for the word, Coach.
Coward.
Oh no, it's ever cowardly. What do you call it when somebody think they deserve something?
Oh, like entitlement.
Entitled. It's a sign of entitlement to the law that you have the right to do this. No one knows, but at the end of the day, that's not your job to chase after them. Best thing you could do is tell somebody else if you was doing something else wrong, call police, hey, so-and-so, blah, 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 is walking down the street. And then let them take care of that. That's not none of your business, man. And that's kind of how I feel about it, especially being a black man in America. I know that they tend to, and they don't even know it was him. Who was it? But because you're black and you're walking or jogging, and let's say it was someone else who did it, they assume it's you, right? Did they have a picture of him, a video of him, any evidence to say that's the guy?
Like, hey, we're looking for a guy that looks like X, Y, Z.
Yes, right? I don't think they did. And I think that because of that, they just said, oh, here's a black guy running, maybe it's him, and just assume. And that's where the issue of race happens, where we start to try to be entitled into the law or entitled to try to chase after somebody when really that's not your job and that's not your duty. So stay out of the way, and it's meant for someone else, you know. And the fact that he was unarmed, they had no reason to shoot. Because they were getting beat up, they wanted to shoot, but they came at him first. There should be no reason why they should be protected by the law. That's the way I see it, because you chase after him. Now, if he went at you first, right, if he ran up to that car and started fighting him, it would be different. He's jogging, they jump out the truck, this is what we can see. They attack him, they pull out guns, they shoot him. That's all we know. You know what I'm saying? So we got to go by what we do know instead of all the skepticism of what we don't. Because then we draw all these pictures and these kind of falsified ideas to try to justify why he died. And there's no justification for killing an innocent young man. Regardless if he stole whatever. There's no reason to kill him. You know what I'm saying?
No reason.
It's none. It's none. Period.
Wow. So, hey, that's from the lowercase. No. It's Osha. Yeah, man. Osha, the trainer, man, the firefighter. What high school did you go to, bro?
I went to Booker T.
Booker T.
Number one in the state, baby. Let's go. Please, get stoned, baby.
Man, listen, y'all who know me, you know what it is. Okay, we on that other side, not the other side, so to speak, but with that rival over there, Central Braves, baby.
Oh, man.
TC, baby. Oh, your specialty in training is?
I like to say my specialty in training really is assessments. So assessments and working on corrective exercise. To me, if you can assess them properly and understand their deficiencies, then you can create exercises to improve their function. Period. Whether it's athlete, you know, elderly person, young kid, you name it.
The formation of it all, the form.
The form.
The form is everything.
Exactly.
I say it all the time. Form is everything. All right. Well, Osha here, man. Go to his YouTube channel, Endure Further on Instagram, Endure Further. It's on TikTok. It's on Snapchat. Yeah. He out there, man.
And on my Instagram, actually, I have a website you can click on, and you can go through my services. Right now, I'm offering inspirational coaching and fitness consultations for little as $50 a week. What that offers you is up to 2 to 3 training sessions, either online or in person, as well as me being your full-time accountability partner. So I'll give you tips, information, nutrition, program design, you name it. I mean, all inclusive, because the only way to change your habits is to tap inside your mind. That's what I'm all about.
That's right. Me too, man. All right, man. Coach T Training. endure further. We right here. We did it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.